and another good MimiQA session. Today, we are not a timeout station. I thought I'd record this one a little bit earlier. Fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I've started a new job. So last week, our episode was entitled Jobless. Yes, for an entire 24-hour period, I was jobless. Started a new job this week, and even though the job is amazing, you know what it's like. It's very mind-blowing when you start new jobs and you try and figure out the unfigurable. It's a very good. Obviously, I can't say too much, but the job is really good, doing really well this week. However, I knew it would blow my mind, so I took a week off the market. So for this Sunday, which you're listening for, today's Saturday, but tomorrow, and then you're listening after that, whenever you're listening, there isn't any Tynemouth Market Day. But I am absolutely back on, I've got to check the calendar very quickly there, the 26th of April. I will be back at Tynemouth Market. So what am I doing today? Well, today I thought, I can't leave a gap. There's been so many episodes where we have gaps or poor releases. And yes, this is a hobby, but I know people listen in. And so I really want to make sure that you've got something to listen to. So here you go. Here's my voice for a period of time. So how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. The weather certainly in the United Kingdom is picking up. I don't know where it's, what it's like where you are, but write in, tell me. Search for MimikyuMark on TikTok or on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me. I will be there, and you can direct a question to the podcast. We don't get loads in. I'm not a massive superstar. I do this just as a hobby. I love it. I just want to keep in contact with you all because I think you're all absolutely amazing. So, what are we going to talk about this week? Well, firstly, I'm going to talk about how inadequate I am with podcasting. And I'm so sorry not keeping up with every episode. It can be difficult, especially as I've said before, real life mess. But I realized I wasn't always publishing things in MP3s, which means if you're on a streaming platform for these sort of podcasts, that requires the episode to be recorded in an MP3 format. Unfortunately, they don't all come through. So I'm so sorry for that. But the likes of, Podbean and Amazon and YouTube and where else this goes, it goes all over the place. Loads of different providers. So wherever you're listening to this, great. Tell me, send something in, say, hey, I'm listening in on this, and I think you're great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So I was just looking at the global statistics again, and I thought, you know what, I'll always do a bit of a shout out because you guys out there are absolutely amazing, and everywhere that you listen in from, it's just it boggles the brain where you guys all come from. So if I do my all-time listening statistics, and they're getting, oh my goodness, I'm just looking at it now. It dips around the January period when I was having hand operations and lack of market and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm just going through now. Let's have a look. So this is all time. So I know a lot of people have been listening from other places recently. So hopefully you will go up the all-time listening table. But I will start at the bottom. A lot of these places may just have like one or two listeners. So they're all kind of like joint sort of put together. And then I will do the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll do like the top 9 or 10. Okay, so there we go. So we'll start at the countries that have listened the least. But thank you so much for taking part. If you want to get your country's numbers up, then tell your friends, tell your family. Say there's this really strange guy in the United Kingdom where and he wears a funny Mimikyu hat, and he does a quick sort of 1 hour to 30-minute sort of podcast. He does a quick 25-30-minute podcast. So occasionally hour. We start off recording these things in the car, chatting to people on TikTok world. But starting at the lower end, we have Uzbekistan. Thank you so much. Turkey, Paraguay, Kenya, Japan, Jordan, Jamaica, Italy, India, Indonesia, France, Colombia, Chile, the Côte d'Ivoire, which must be, I believe that translates for us here, is the Ivory Coast. Great. Bolivia, South Africa, Singapore, Iraq, Brazil, Bangladesh, Argentina, Algeria, Pakistan. Okay, so we're getting towards the top. Okay, so we're into the top 7 now. So we should have some sort of awards, right? We should have somebody from whichever top country or the top three countries get some form of award, right? I don't know how that would work. Again, right? So you tell me how that's going to work. But we have Spain, Germany, Poland, and then at number four we have Hong Kong. Wow. At number three, Vietnam. You know what? A massive shout out to Vietnam there. Vietnam, you guys that are listening in are absolutely amazing. You've done loads recently, so thank you so much. The United Kingdom, so I've got some listeners in the United Kingdom, and the United States is number one. So wow, so number one, United States, followed by United Kingdom very closely, but catching is Vietnam, and then Hong Kong shortly after there, and then obviously we have it looks like European countries, and then the rest of the world. Amazing! Thank you so much. You know what? I don't want to focus too much on this, but I always find so fascinated that you can listen to my voice. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm being trained. Am I being trained as an AI bot? Am I going to go out there one day and all of a sudden my horrible monotone voice is the voice of a new Siri or something, or a new Alexa, or a new whatever the AI function is out there? Oh, I hope not. I hope not. You don't listen to me tell you the time. The time is now some sort of a clock because I forgot how to tell the time. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to do that at all. But going through the statistics, it's absolutely great because I get to see who listens where. And quite widely, it looks like the largest platform is iOS. So that looks like the biggest download, followed by Mac OS X, and then a very small amount then to Android, Windows, and then others. So it's absolutely amazing how you listen to me. So it looks like a massive Apple platform, but this is probably where it detects the platform itself. So I imagine it can't always tell, but it somehow can. And then we got sources. So we have a huge amount of people listening from Google Chrome, Overcast, the actual Podbean app itself. So that's where I mainly do my recordings for these things. So Podbean is a huge shout out to their support. Then we have Apple Podcasts, and then others. So there's a number of different podcasts. So Google Chrome by far is the biggest way people listen. So I don't know if this is embedded or however that sort of works. But thank you so much. But again, get it spread out there. Get your country or area higher up the rankings, or solidify your spot as the top. It is much appreciated. And yes, and the majority of people listen to me realistically on Saturdays and Sundays. So I tend to be a weekend person, but I am fully aware that we have very, very busy days throughout the day. So thank you so much. And because of the time zones, obviously the busiest times of day look to be, obviously the ungodly hours of the United Kingdom. So amazing. Thank you so much. And I just want to keep seeing that grow. I love that statistics. I mean, I get nothing for this. I I spend money and talking into the mic, and one day it might pay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm sure it will. But thank you so much for listening in. So what else are we going to cover this week? So let's have some quick catch up news. So the latest sort of TCG news in the Pokemon world. We've had no massive pulls, but all of my big hits from the likes of Perfect Order are pretty much sold out. I had a huge sellings for my evolutions from Prismatic Evolutions. That they're all gone now. So a big shout out to the person who bought those on Card Market. This sort of UK and Europe. Um, I believe it's Germany sort of led site where you can sell these things. And shout out to obviously people on eBay for some other high priced items. But the likes of the Meowths from Perfect Order, a very beautiful card, that SIR. I had two of those from the last box openings, and both of them are now gone. And I feel so sad. My binder taking it to the market stall is starting to feel a little bit empty. But yes, well, we are coming up to Chaos Rising, I believe, and they've done another Pokemon Center release. And again, it was on a Monday. I think, whenever I'm playing Star Wars Unlimited at Northumbrian Tin Soldier, North Shields, just to get that plug in there, then for some crazy reason, once a month, so it's on a Monday, they tend to release on that date. So Monday's looking pretty good for any big Pokemon Center release. Now, I didn't waste my breath with this one. I absolutely like Chaos Rising. It's a really, really, really nice set. It all looks to be a nice set. But I'd rather have fun and enjoy a TCG game rather than try and sit in a Pokemon queue and spoil everybody else's evening. So yeah, it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. But let's hope when we get the next boxes in a few weeks' time that we get some really nice hits out of that current set. So that would be amazing. Okay, so we have coming up we have coming up Mimi's first games when it comes to Star Wars Unlimited. So Mimi is going to come down to Northumbrian Tin Soldier, North Shields, and we're going to play some Star Wars Unlimited on this coming Monday. So that would be really, really fun. They've been practicing very hard. And for all of those who don't know, Star Wars Unlimited is a TCG. I don't want to go through the rules. We're not going to do a yeehaw moment this week for those listening to past episodes. But Star Wars Unlimited has a leader card. You can play space units and ground units and all sorts of fun. And Freya has, mini, yeah, has Ahsoka Tano as their leader. So they have a beautiful, beautiful prestige. Well, sorry, not prestige. Showcase. I think it's a showcase card of the Ahsoka Tano. So it's all sort of blue and shiny, and they look very similar to how you see Ahsoka in the actual series itself. So that's a really, really, really good card. And I keep building decks because I want to try and get better. Now I've got a Revan leader and a Revan deck, and if you'd never played the game before, this probably doesn't make much sense. However, Mimi expressed an interest to play, so I thought, okay, we'll build you a deck. We've got some really cool Magic the Gathering sleeves where they represent I believe it's a land or like a dual land, a land sort of type or a special sort of land. And we've got one which is all like purple and it looks really sort of it's got like a ruins, it's got sort of grass, it's got purple flowers, that are sort of hanging down from vines, and it looks like the forest is just sort of retaking the ruins. But beautiful. I mean, relatively expensive ones, but I thought, okay, I need to make sure she's interested in this game, so I thought I'd take the hit. But yes, so we're building decks for Star Wars Unlimited. So it's absolutely great, absolutely great. So we have that coming up on Monday, and I always try and get that session in. So it's a good way at the start of the week just to kind of unwind, and because you're sick of work already, right? First thing on a Monday. So yeah, you kind of sick already. Yes. What else have we got in the world of TCGs? Oh, got various sort of sales and prices, and I was probably going to do a bit of a quick price update whilst I was in this particular session because sometimes I get really shocked. Now, my Star Wars Unlimited cards typically do very well on things like Card Market, but they do really, really poorly on the stall itself at Time of Market. Pokemon cards, again, they do well wherever we have them. So I've got a few Pokemon cards on there at the moment. I've got a Mega Gardevoir EX, which is around this, the £140 mark. So we'll absolutely see how well, that does. But it looks like that's creeping up, and it's the Gardevoir from, I believe it is Mega Evolutions. Yes, it's the Mega Evolutions Gardevoir. I've got a really beautiful version of that card, and it's a really quite expensive card. So hopefully that will go down rather well. I have an Alolan Ninetales card from, if you think back, cast your minds back to Guardians Rising. So I've got one of those things, which they work out approximately £30. There's not many out there. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. It's one of the old GXs, so the Alolan Ninetales GX. It's just amazing. It just sort of stands out so well in that slightly older art style, slightly in the days of early CGI. It was really, really good. I also have a Pikachu from Generations. Beautiful card. With it's got like 4 Pikachus climbing all over each other, having a little sort of fun time, sort of nudging into each other. And one of their moves is Nuzzle. Okay, so they're all nuzzling together there. Again, it's beautiful with the sort of diamonds and shapes down one side, I don't know if that was to express the rarity at the time, but again, very beautiful. I mean, that card works out 80 to 90 pound plus. It's a really nice card at the moment. It had a huge elevation due to, I don't know if it's market manipulation. I don't know if it was just everyone being a little bit cheap, and sort of following the next person. but it's done really well. I love that card. Beautiful. And I even have the Oricorio promo in English for it's one of the Black Star promos, and it came out within the Mega Charizard EX box, the Mega Charizard X. Beautiful, beautiful card, but it's like a £14 card. I believe when this was planned originally to be an SIR, people were screaming over it to be one of the top chase cards. Unfortunately, this particular Kanda art card, so Shinji Kanda art cards, because it came out as a promo, its price isn't fully recognized yet. However, it looks like it's around the sort of £14 to £20 market. So it's a lovely, lovely, pretty card. Oh, I hate looking through these because it's like I've got to try and sell them. I have a Misty's Determination for Evolutions. So it's the full arty sort of card where it's all blue and Misty's like throwing sort of water through the air. A really, really great card. Again, it's approximately a £30 card. A nice card, nice and solid. Nice and solid. And its price trend is doing okay. I mean, it has hit as low as probably about £10 or so before. So it's doing okay. Doing okay. Now, other games that I have, like I say, I've got the likes of Star Wars Unlimited cards for sale. If I was to take a look at my offers there, what nice showcase cards. A Lawless Time was one of the recent sets from Star Wars Unlimited. And as much as I like selling the cards, I also like the cards, right? Now, there was, I think, one of the previous big cards from the previous sets, Legends of the Force. There is a card called Anakin Skywalker, Champion of Mortis, a very popular card. It looks like at £22. I'm probably one of the cheapest people out there. So that card may have to get elevated later. So if it hasn't sold by the end of today, I will absolutely have to elevate the price of said card. Looking through the list, I've got some lovely, lovely things like serialized cards. I've got a Shiro Imwe from Legends of the Force. I think I'm the only one on Card Market at the moment. So it's, I'm sat at around the £150 mark. So it may be 100, 150. You know what? I may drop it to 120. So if I drop it to 120, let's see if we can get that card moved. I love the card, but unless it's a serialized card that I particularly want to keep a hold of, it will be moving along very swiftly. So hopefully we can get that one moved along. I've got a Darth Revan, Scourge of the Old Republic. It's like a gold card with the game character from Knights of the Old Republic. It's again amazing how they've transformed this Darth Revan card into the Darth Revan character into a card. I love that character. What other big ones do we have on there? I'm just having a quick scroll through. Oh yeah, I've got Luke Skywalker, Hero's Beginning, serialized card. It's actually a grade 10 ace card, so ace grading card. So it's in a beautiful, beautiful grading slab. So again, I hope that goes well. It's something like 500 to 800 plus card. Again, very beautiful. I love these cards. They're all beautiful. They're all gorgeous. You're probably gonna be sick of me going, but it's all beautiful. I do have a Mandalorian card from the Lawless Time. I've got one of the sort of shiny versions of that. It's one of the extras printed range, and they are prestige cards. So it's one of the shiny prestige cards. So it's actually a foiled card, and they go for like £10 to £15. Again, I don't want to get rid of them. I like them too much, and that's my main problem. Why do I like these things too much? I maybe need to revisit myself. I maybe have to have a quiet word with myself. Why do I like these so much? So let's look into the future. So Pokemon, and I'm gonna have a quick search there. Pokemon sets to come in 2026. Let's have a look to see what the roadmap is for that. We have a 30th anniversary set coming up. Now, I don't know if you've listened in. Search for online. Try and get the pictures that pop up. But there are 30th anniversary sets which look like they are going to be ready for some form of, sale in the next sort of few months' time. Now they're coming at a time where we're also expecting to see, other sets come up, such as Chaos Rising. That's coming up, and probably some form of other crazy Lego and other 30th anniversary bits and pieces that come out this year. I'm trying to find a proper roadmap. Unfortunately, it's absolutely letting me down. I'm trying to sort of look through here and go, oh, what's coming? What's coming? So we have the 30th celebration set is due approximately September the 16th, 2026. And it's announced to feature a new rarity card and with Pikachu and Mewtwo and Mew. And packs will contain 6 all foil cards. So it looks like they're gonna absolutely smash out, just like what they've done with the partner collections recently. They're gonna absolutely smash out and cash in, and we're all gonna be crazy enough to go for it, right, guys? We have Chaos Rising is May 22nd. So we've already mentioned that one. So that's super, super soon. May 22nd. How many weeks is that away from here? So we're looking at, we're looking at like 4 weeks. So 3 or 4 weeks from some of the early releases. That is absolutely crazy, guys. How quickly has that one flown over? And obviously, we've just, about a month ago, we came out of the perfect order. So to go from, perfect order to Chaos Rising in 2 months, is that too quick? Some of us think it is, but at least we can get some product out there. We also have, we still have tranches of Ascended Heroes coming through. It's one of the sets I'm sick of, guys. I'm absolutely sick of it now. I've probably said it in the podcast. It's not that I don't like the cards; it's just the hit rates, isn't it? So when you can get a hold of this product, you're opening up the packs, and sometimes you get absolutely nothing. And I can only put myself in the place of a young child unable to get Pokemon cards for many, many, many months, and then to open packs and go, oh, is that it? Nothing. And I know we shouldn't be like that because there are lovely reverse holo and holo cards, but even when there wasn't any of these full art cards, people were doing it for the foil cards. People were doing it for the holo cards. Whatever was classed as the hit, that's what people were going for. So even if some cards are very, very pretty, unless they're the hit card, people feel so disappointed. So yeah, maybe that's part and parcel. But according to this, on the 31st of July, we have Storm Emerald, and that's expected to feature a Mega Rayquaza. So Storm Emerald, that will be an absolutely banger of a set, and and you can quote me on that one. Anything with a Rayquaza in, it's the equivalent of our past Charizard sets. That is going to go absolutely wild, isn't it, people? And that's going to be in July. So I have other mini mimis which are going to be descending upon me from other parts of the world. Let's just say in the July window. So that'll be interesting to see what we can get ahead of time for those two beautiful, beautiful children of mine when they come over to join my other child over here in the United Kingdom. They're getting a bit old now, those two. Getting a bit old. We also have, what else do we have? A 30th celebration premium deck set due in September later this year. And there will also be various other posters and other crazy hyped sets to come out. And we're bound to get re-releases. So we just had a Destined Rivals re-release, didn't we? So we had Destined Rivals boxes go out there, and people are going mad for those packs, especially when they come to the store. So next Sunday, so the Sunday coming up on that 26th, I will have Destined Rivals packs. I will have some Perfect Order packs. I will have some One Piece packs. I've got packs absolutely everywhere. So yeah, we'll have that good stuff. I'll also have some mystery packs. I've got my mini mysteries, mini mysteries, something like that. and I also have special guest Professor B from TikTok and from if I does them on eBay and whatnot. So from the likes of whatnot, Professor B does his mystery packs. I've got those things. I have them available. He's a local guy, really nice guy. So yeah, we'll get those things out there. Oh wow, we've covered quite a lot in a very short window. We will absolutely be doing as much as we can podcast wise. I will try to pump out more episodes wherever I can because I want to get my horrible voice into your ears. So thank you very much for staying tuned. I'm hoping everybody listens to these things right to the end. But yeah, we're going to have some good stories. We're going to have Mini Mimi back next week. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Again, I do this as a hobby, so I can't guarantee the booking of a Mini Mimi. But Mini Mimi will be joining us on future episodes, and Mini Mimi will be talking about their experience with their first ever games of Star Wars Unlimited with the public, with the general public. I need to get some practice games in tonight and tomorrow. I need to make sure they can smash me, and they can beat all my decks. But Mini Mimi is having a really good time with the TCG. So I don't know if it's good for them in the long run. Everybody's probably screaming at the mic now saying, no, don't get them into the TCG addiction. But you know what? There are far worse hobbies out there, isn't there, everybody? Far worse hobbies. And if I can get them into a game like Star Wars, it's an absolute amazing thing to get into. And then you can practice your tactics. Star Wars Unlimited is one of those games where it's not just your full turn, it's actions back and forward, and people absolutely love that. So the tactics, the having to change it works so well. We also have actually in other TCG news, we've got Strixhaven, haven't we? Yes, we've got the Strixhaven sets. But you know what? I've not even looked at the art sets for Strixhaven. So let's have a look at I believe it's called Secrets of Strixhaven. So secrets, let's have a look. Secrets of Strixhaven card arts. Here we go. Let's see if we can get them. So image gallery, is it going to show them all? Probably not. But straight away, Johnny's response. I think they've gone back to some sort of previous styles. I quite like Strixhaven as a place. It's very Hogwartsy, isn't it? It's kind of out there in the sort of wizarding world. Now, whichever one come first, I'm pretty sure they will probably have arguments. But I will be looking through all of these card arts, and I'm going to absolutely see. I'm going to scroll all the way to the end. This is where it doesn't load in time because it's going through all of these things. I'm going to look through this massive list. No, it's failed. I've tried to look sort of too quickly through it, and it's absolutely strange. Let's look at Scryfall. For those of you who play Magic the Gathering or are interested in Magic the Gathering, Scryfall is a website where it's very accurate to not just the actual cards themselves that come out for a set, but the rulings, the links to the card values. So Scryfall is a really interesting place. Now, I'm absolutely flying through here. I've got to the lands because what I'm interested in are things like planeswalkers and all of the special sort of pretty cards. But before we go on to the later cards, I'm just looking through the full art basic lands, and they are absolutely gorgeous. There's like a different wizard in front of the sort of a giant sort of mana symbol in a huge room, and it's glowing. It's absolutely beautiful. Now there are a few elder dragons in there. So you've got Lowhold the Historian, Prismari the Inspiration. Oh, they are absolutely gorgeous. The borderless dragons. Got Silver Quill, the Disputant, Witherbloom the Balancer. Oh, they are gorgeous arts. We have borderless field notes as well. So these are cards which have a drawing of a it's a drawing of a creature of another card in its kind of full art form, and then it's got like sketches, so like Da Vinci art style, sort of around the outside of it. Um, the borderless slowlands are really quite nice. Again, very pretty. Sort of wizard stood in front of them, like opening up different spaces. Um, we have serialized cards, the serialized headliner cards. So you've got a Emeritus Ideation. That's it. 500 serialized cards there. And then I'm just going through the other sort of borderlessy, crazy cards. And I thought, you know what? I thought absolutely they would have done another Professor Onyx in this particular set, but unfortunately, I can't find a Professor Onyx. So, yeah, stuff this set. I'm gone. But later in the year, we've got Star Trek, and I think that's where I will be absolutely in amongst that. But yeah, Strixhaven, it does look good. So probably give it a go, especially you can get to any pre-release events and all of that good stuff. So we've come to the end of the session. Like I say, if you need anything from me in terms of communications, questions, just reach out via TikTok, via wherever you find me on Instagram. Just search for MimikyuMark, MIM. Yeah, you know how it goes. And then you got MimiQA. You will be able to search for that on the likes of TikTok, and you will find me. I'll pop up. Just send me a message, say hi, and tell me where you're from. But keep listening, tell your friends, and that way we sort of grow. And maybe I'll turn this into a job one day, right? Absolutely. And then we'll do loads more. Yay. No, but thank you so much for listening anyway. Thank you so much. And for those of you at Time Out Market on the 19th, I'll not be there. I'll be back at the 26th. So I will absolutely see you there. Have a good one and chat soon. Take care.